Let's go live to Durban. Lethiwe Mduli is speaking to the legal fraternity about what they expect to hear from the president. Lethiwe?
Well, Shahan, ahead of the national address by the president tonight, I'm actually going to be speaking to various businesses across Durban and also unions just to get their predictions ahead of tonight's SONA. And of course, right now I'm joined by Tami Makanya, who's from Jongolo Attorneys. I know that your business, Mr. Makanya, is fairly new, and there are some, you're hoping that the president will address some issues that you've been facing as a business. Since COVID-19, since the pandemic, and also the troubles that government has been dealing with, especially corruption, what are some of the problems that your business has been dealing with over the past year?
Okay, good day to you, Letty, and to your viewers. Well, we've been encountering a number of problems, and the worst of which is obviously financial. When government announced last year that businesses would be receiving stimulus for businesses to survive during these trying times of COVID, we have actually encountered problems with that in terms of, number one, the bureaucracy around securing that funding, and number two, problems of not being allocated the required funds in order to meet our overheads at the very least. So it's been a very difficult time for business in terms of having to sustain themselves and having to dig into reserves even at times so that we can just make ends meet. So yes, COVID has been very hard for us businesses, but we keep soldiering on. We've just been fortunate enough as lawyers and as the legal fraternity to be able to survive, because there will always be legal matters. But having dealt with many SMMEs, we've actually seen that clients are not being able capacitated to meet their financial obligations. So it's been very hard for SMMEs to survive, and the people that are thriving in these environments are your business rescue practitioners, because you see every day that businesses are failing, and some are even opting for the liquidation route. So it's been very hard for business, but we're hoping that the lockdown regulations will now be a thing of the past, and we can move on and try and get back and get this economy running again.
Yes, and you also mentioned that you work much with SMMEs, and they've been badly hit by COVID, but also corruption as well. Government has been saying for years that they're going to try and sort that out, but of course we're seeing a lot of corruption happening still. How has that affected your business and the people that you deal with on a daily basis? How our Section 217 is set up, that is, needs to be transparent, it needs to be cost effective, it needs to be economical, but we haven't been seeing that. You see, the Triple PFA has been circumvented so much that only the same people keep getting awarded your tenders and your bids. So we try as best as we can to help our SMMEs in terms of meeting the functionality criteria and also the price, so that they are at least awarded these small tenders that they're supposed to be awarded. But it's being circumvented to the point where it only goes to the same people, which is disappointing to say the least, because now the people that are supposed to be getting the help are not, and it keeps going to the same people. And we've seen this especially in the municipality of Ethekwini, whereby the acting city manager now has actually stopped a tender that was going to the same person to say that no, it needs to go to your social enterprises, and it needs to help the people that are feeling the brunt of this COVID and who are actually suffering. So hopefully that will work out, Letty, and we'll see how we best assist SMMEs going forward. And lastly, Mr. Makanya, of course, there's the State of the Nation address by the President tonight at 7. What are you hoping he touches on, especially when it concerns the legal fraternity? You know, I'm sorry to say this, but we all know that right now we do not have a good story to tell. So I've been touching base with a lot of entrepreneurs, and we coming to the same conclusion to say that we actually don't have any hope for what the president's going to say today to this evening for the SONA, simply because what we need right now is a progress update on what has been done, based on what he said in the previous SONAs. So once he gives us an update on what has been done based on the previous SONA, we're not interested to hear what he'll say now, because they can adorn, they can embellish, and they can say all they want during the SONA. But the truth of the matter is we need the functionality, the nitty-gritty of it, and how it will help us going forward and touch the grassroots, Lethiwe.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, TVs.
So, Shahan, that is Tami Makanga from Jongolo Attorneys, just basically saying that they are hoping that the president will share what they've been doing over the last year. They do not want him to have new plans, but rather go back to the plans he had last year and share what they aim to do when it comes to helping businesses across the country.